Welcome to our channel Elimika Mtandaoni. My name is Agustino Mogosi. We are proceeding with a series of lectures on electronic and mobile commerce. And in today's lecture, we'll be talking about electronic business models. One of the major characteristics of electronic commerce is that it facilitates the creation of new models. So we get to have new models if we apply what we call electronic commerce. When we say e-business or a business model, it means that it's a model that describes the manner in which a business is done to generate revenue and to create value. So there are very important things that you need to understand when you talk about a business model. So we talk about the manner in which a business is done, how a business is done, how a business is done. But when you are talking about how a business is done, there is where you will talk about how that business will generate revenue, how that business will generate revenue, but how will that business create value. So the two important elements when you talk about business model, you'll be talking about revenue models and value proposition. So those are the two important things that we hear us talking, and in this lecture we'll be talking about them in details. So this is accomplished by attaining what we call organizational goals. A key area here is to attract enough customers to buy the organization's products and services. Several different electronic business models are possible. It depends on the company and the industry and so on. So business models can be found in either existing businesses or in proposed businesses. So one important thing that I want you to note here, that when you talk about a business model, you talk about the way in which a business is carried out. The way in which a business is carried out. As you are carrying a business, there is where you will show how your business will generate revenue and how will your business create value. So these are the two important things that you have to take a note of them when you want to understand business models. Now let's discuss about the structure and properties of business models. Structure and properties of business model. A comprehensive business model, either for a proposal company or for another company that is running, may include the following components. There are several components that we can say these are the components of a business model, or these are the elements of a business model. The first element that you should note is when we talk about customer and their value proposition. A business model should carry a description of customers that are to be served and their value proposition. This also includes how these customers can be reached and how these customers can be supported. So if you are preparing a business model, then you will explain in details your customers. You will explain about your customers. What kind of customers will you serve? And what is their value proposition? And it also includes how can you reach those customers? Will you reach the customers in online way or in physical way? And how will you support them? Another thing which is very important, or another component, is products and services offered. There must be a description of all the products and all the services that the business plans to deliver. This includes the differentiating aspects of the product. What are the differentiating aspects? How does your product differ with other products that are being produced out there? Another important thing is industrial competition and competitive advantage. The competitive advantage offered by the business model includes pricing and even the selling strategies. So you must explain all of those. There is another that you should explain is about business partners and supply chain. There must be a description of the organization's supply chain. That means it includes the suppliers and other business partners. So you need to explain about the supply chain. How about the suppliers that will be supplying products to your business and other business partners. Another important thing is a description of revenue that are expected. This is where we talk about revenue models, this one here, and market opportunities. So you provide a description of the revenues that are expected, the sources of funding, and even what we call financial viability. You should also explain about the relevant markets with a list of major competitors and their market share. Also in here, you'll be explaining about the market strategies and the strengths and even weaknesses. So you will do what we call SWOT analysis, where we discuss about the strengths and weaknesses of your business. Another important thing, you will be explaining about the anticipated organizational changes and any resistance to change that can possibly occur as you are practicing that model. Models also include, when we talk about these models, they also include what we call a value proposition. When you say value proposition, this is a description of the benefits of using a specific model. And the description of the benefits can be the tangible benefits or the intangible benefits. So when you say value proposition, it means you are explaining, you are giving a description of the benefits of using your model. So you have said that this is my business model. Then what are the benefits of using that model? And the benefits should be both. Should be the benefits to customers and the benefits to organizations. So in your business model, there is where you will explain the benefits of your customers, the benefits of your customers and the benefits of your organization when using that model that you are proposing. And we say that when we are talking about business model, we say there are two important elements that we'll be discussing. So in this lecture, I will present to you the two models elements. That is, we'll be talking about the revenue models and we'll also be talking about the value proposition. So starting with the revenue models. Before looking at the revenue models, let me tell you what a revenue model is. Actually, a revenue model specifies how an organization or how an electronic commerce project will generate revenue. So how will your organization generate revenue? There are a number of ways at which, from which an organization can generate revenues. For example, let's start with this first one, which is called the sales revenue model. This is one among the models that we'll be discussing one after another. So we start with the sales revenue model. Companies actually can generate revenue from selling products or services on their website. So you can be selling your product. You create a website, then you will be doing what we call electronic commerce using your website. So customers can do a buying of your product or your services, can get your services through websites. We have a lot of websites that do sales as their revenue models. We have a website, let's say, called Amazon.com. Most of us know Amazon.com, where if you want some products, you can go to Amazon.com and buy a lot of stuffs. Nowadays, these sites have gone to the point that they have come with the mobile applications. We have some mobile applications like Kiku. We know that we can go to Kiku as a mobile application and buy whatever products that we want. So revenue model, one among the revenue models is called the sales revenue model. We have another revenue model called the transaction fees or transaction revenue model. We have another one that is called the transaction fees or transaction revenue model. This is a commission based on the volumes of transaction made. That means if you have your business here, let's say you have your business here, and you find someone that can help you to sell the products that you sell. So if this person helps you to sell, let's say, one item, then you give him or her a commission for that. To explain this, it is in a better way. Let's take an example of a PayPal. You know PayPal, as I've said here, this is a PayPal account that we have. Let's take an example of this PayPal account. A PayPal account, the company charges a transaction fee to the sellers of the product once the transaction is completed. That means the service that PayPal account provides is the means of payment. So we have, let's say, let's have an example here. Let's talk here. Let's say this is your company. You have your company here. It sells products. These are the products. And this one here is a customer. Okay? So you are selling online. Remember, you are selling online. So in an online platform, a customer picks a product and puts it in a cart from this catalog. He puts it in a cart. Then when it comes to the point that this customer wants to pay for this product, you as a company, you need a payment method. So you have what we call a PayPal company. This PayPal company helps to take payment from customer and send the payment to you. So you will have to pay PayPal as a company because of the service that it provides to you. It allows your customer to make payment to you through this company. So PayPal will take a kind of commission from your sales. We have Amazon as another example of transaction fee revenue model. Another example, think of an M-Pesa agent that can earn a commission whenever they make some deposits or some withdrawals from their clients. So a client once goes to M-Pesa agent and withdraws some money, then the agent will get paid a commission for performing this type of service. So that is another example when we talk about this commission based model, which we call it a transaction revenue model. We have another important model. We call it subscription fees, our subscription revenue model. In this model, customers pay a fixed amount. Usually, let's say they pay monthly, or they may be even paying yearly, that is annually, to get some type of service. You must have heard of something called Netflix, or you have heard something called Amazon Prime, or if you have ever used the YouTube Premium, etc. These things will let you enjoy the unlimited service by paying a certain amount of fee, either monthly or annually. So these electronic commerce business models, they charge their users, or rather we call them subscribers, based on certain interval of time. It can be either daily, monthly, or annually to avail their services. The service offerings of these companies, they generally include things like music, let's say videos, some TV channels, some magazines, special services, etc., which are normally offered to the subscribers for a certain price to watch or to listen or to get the latest edition. Examples of basic subscription business models, for example, think of this premium membership. Many social media and business platforms like LinkedIn or Stay Friends or Zing, they offer the so-called subscriptions to avail of additional services that get the subscribers to access daily updates or newsletters or short notice, etc. So these information and quick updates are delivered to them directly to their accounts. We have some internet service providers, even in developing countries nowadays. We are familiar with the monthly, daily, and annual subscription of internet service providers, or rather, when we want to get a broadband connection to our phones, these companies, they enable the subscribers to enjoy some unlimited internet services. We have other examples of subscription business models like these publishers and content services. You are well acquainted with a company called Netflix or Mwananchi Digital. These models actually ask for subscription fees based on monthly or annually or daily services that they give access to you for their content. That is another revenue model that is called the subscription or revenue subscription fee or subscription revenue model. We have another important model, we call it advertising fees or advertising revenue model. Companies charge other companies for allowing them to place, let's say, banners on their sites. Generally, there is always a kind of commission that is charged to these advertisers to put up their advertisements in a well-known online market platform. So this is the classic principle that is being followed for the business categorized for the advertising revenue model. They take advantage of the huge traffic that is regularly visit the chosen platform to shop around and see the ads and then get redirected to the actual site. This can be related to a way of increasing leads to the business. Speaking of advertising, a revenue model is that you have your site. Let's say you have your site here. You have your site somewhere here, and your site is a very popular site, so you have a lot of people visiting your site. So you can place an advertisement at the side of your site. So if users see this advertisement and click, then this will be redirected to another site where once the user clicks, then you get paid through that. The payments are made to the hosting platform based on fixed commission or decided upon the traffic density that is driven by the business. Businesses, when doing this, what we call advertising revenue model, presents an indirect way of earning revenue through digital platform. And the conventional ways of putting up ads is generally include displaying marketing that includes super banners, the wallpapers, the skyscrapers, rectangular ads, etc. And the general income structure is based on the invoices that are raised against the techniques like, let's say, cost per click or cost per action. So apart from regular display and marketing strategies that are aimed to redirect the traffic coming onto the e-commerce platform into the address where the ads are linked to, we have some affiliate marketing or search engine marketing, which are other famous ways. We have a company called Google. It has its services, what we call Google Ads and Google AdSense. These are among the most trending and reliable options that allow you to place your ads through the Google search engines and allow you to bring your website to the top of the search results when searched with the related keywords. We have some similar platforms that allow you to put your ads like the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, etc. All those, they display ads based on cost per mile, CPM, cost per mile. We have another revenue model which we call affiliate marketing or affiliate revenue model or affiliate fees. Speaking of affiliate revenue model, companies receive commissions for referring customers to certain websites. So you refer, it's like this you see here in a picture. You receive commission by referring this customer to another site. The process basically works as the link. You put a hyperlink. Let me tell you, you have your site, as I said, with ad advertisement. You have your site like this, and what you can do, you put some hyperlinks beside your website. So the hyperlinks to those affiliates, and any user who clicks to the affiliate link is then redirected to the website. So if users clicks here, he is redirected to another website where the product or the service is being cataloged. So the affiliate or the market thus pays an agreed commission to the host operator who is carrying the link for every traffic that is driven. We have Amazon and Affiliate. These are the well-known examples that let other people affiliate their product links and drive traffics. We have another business revenue model. We call it other business models. There are so many. We have one which we call license fees. This is another revenue model. It's a license fees. License fees can be assessed as an annual fee or a per usage fee. For example, think of Microsoft companies that they receive fees from each workstation that uses their Windows operating system. We have another one which is called the freemium revenue model. This is a type of mobile application monetization in which a user may access the main product for free, but once he wants some additional functions or additional services or bonuses or plugins or some extensions, then the user will be charged. We have some mobile applications like Skype, we have Evernote, we have some video games that offer this kind of revenue model. We call it a freemium. We have another revenue model, we call it pay-per-use. This pricing technique, it is mostly used by different cloud-based products and services that charge their customers for computing powers. They can charge for memory, they can charge for resources, the time that the customers have used. For example, visit the so-called Amazon Web Services and see how it operates. The Google Cloud Platform, see how it operates. We have another revenue model which is called interest revenue model. This is any type of business that generates revenue in the form of interest on their loans, let's say, or deposit payments. So these are the most often used in banking or in electronic wallet companies that work with financial companies. I want to tell you or take a note of one thing. A company uses its revenue model to describe how it will generate revenue, and its business model is used to describe the process it will use to do so. So when we say revenue model, it means it's a description of how you will generate revenue. But when we talk about a business model, this is the description of the process, how the company will use that process. Now let us talk about innovative revenue models for individuals. The internet nowadays allows for innovative revenue models, some of which can be utilized even by individuals. Revenue models change as new innovation emerges, and due to this fact, entrepreneurs nowadays have a lot of options to choose. For example, there is this one innovative revenue model. For example, you can buy at low price and sell it at high price. This strategy actually has been known for generations, but nowadays there are better ways, or there are better chances of people to make a profit. For example, think of this. How about somebody can buy some stuffs at a very cheap price in some applications like Kiku or other online classified ad sites, and by buying them in low price, then you can sell them at a higher price, and you can resell them to about 10 to 20% higher. Let's now talk about value proposition. As I talked when we were introducing this lecture today, I said that there are two important elements that make up what we call a business model. We have talked about revenue model, and now let us discuss about the value proposition. Business models also include what we call value proposition. As when you are preparing a business model, you will prepare a statement for revenue model, then you will prepare a statement for a value proposition. So we'll have a value proposition statement. But when we say value proposition, what does it mean? When we say value proposition, what does it mean? Value proposition refers to the benefits. The benefits, as I've said, benefits, they can be either tangible or intangible. And these benefits are the ones that a company hopes to derive from using that business model. So if you are taking, let's say, this business model, then you should explain what benefit will you get from using that business model. And that also include the benefits that the customers will get. So in business to consumer electronic commerce, for example, the customer value proposition defines how a company's product or service fulfills the needs of a customer. So you will be explaining how your product or how your service fulfills the needs of customers. In other words, value proposition describes the total benefits to the customer or the organization. So the value proposition is a very important part of the marketing plan or any product or services. Now let us talk, finalize our lecture and discuss about the functions of business model. Business models have a number of functions. The following are some of the functions of business models. The very first function is to describe the supply and value chains. The second one is to formulate the venture's competitive strategy and its long-range plans. Also to present the customer value proposition, as well as to identify who will use the technology for what purpose, and specify the revenue generation process where the company will operate. Also, another function for business model is to estimate the cost structure and amount and profit potential that the organization will receive. So thank you very much for following Elimika Mtandaoni. Thank you for subscribing, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed. Today we had the 5th lecture on electronic and mobile commerce, and in this lecture we have talked mostly about a business model, and 2 important elements that make up a business model that we have discussed is revenue model and value proposition. And we ended up with our lecture by discussing about the functions of a business model, where we have seen that a business model has an objective of describing the supply and value chain, formulating the ventures companies or business competitive strategy and its long-range plans, also to present the customer value proposition and so many other functions. Thank you. My name is Agustino Mogosi, and this is